Hello and welcome to Building upon Sovereign and Trusted Data Ecosystems. Today we will explore the concept of data ecosystems and data spaces, what they are and how they are transforming cross-sectoral and municipal innovation. As content, we have a brief look at the European Strategy for Data. Then we will find out what data ecosystems and data spaces actually are and how they shape the future of cross-sectoral and municipal innovation. To have some real life and already in place context, we will look into a European initiative that promotes and enables the exploitation of such data ecosystems and related topics. Finally, the outlook will cover a wrap up and a brief look into Europe's digital future. Is a representation of key EU regulations and laws in the field of data economy, which are interconnected and cover various aspects of data regulation. These regulations aim to regulate data management within the EU, promote the free flow of data, ensure the protection of personal data, and at the same time enable fair access to industrial and non-personal data. The central role of the GDPR and other regulations such as the Data Act, the Digital Markets Act, the Open Data Directive, and the Data Governance Act is highlighted to create a robust and fair digital environment. To be more specific, the European Strategy for Data aims to make the EU a leader in data-driven society. To reach this goal while being compliant with European values, there is legislation in place that has far-reaching influence on data ecosystems and data spaces. The Digital Services Act creates a safer digital space where the rights of all users of digital services are protected. The Data Governance Act creates a new way of managing data to increase trust and facilitate data sharing. The Digital Markets Act creates fair and contestable markets for innovation, growth, and competitiveness in the digital sector. The Data Act regulates access to data in B2B, B2C, and B2G business to government relationships and while switching between cloud providers. The AI Act, which is expected for 2026, enacts stringent regulations of AI and high-risk AI systems and prohibition of certain practices. This is why the European Commission has called for the establishment of common data spaces. A real data economy, on the other hand, would be a powerful engine for innovation and new jobs. And this is why we need to secure this data for Europe and make it widely accessible. We need common data spaces, for example, in the energy or healthcare sector. This will support innovation ecosystems in which universities, companies, and researchers can access and collaborate on data. This also applies for municipalities and other sectors that are highly connected and interconnected also with the industry. Now, what are data ecosystems and data spaces? Data ecosystems are socio-technical complex networks in which actors interact and collaborate with each other to find, archive, publish, consume, and reuse data, as well as to foster innovation, create value, and support new business. Data spaces, on the other hand, support data sharing and data sovereignty in ecosystems, as they are based on a distributed software infrastructure which provides the required software functionality. When we imagine a municipal mobility ecosystem which aims at a high level of connectivity, the underlying layers are the data space that enables the data transactions and the federated software infrastructure underneath. These layers enable organizations of the municipal mobility ecosystem to securely share data. It enables data cooperation in a multi-cloud federation, while the data sovereignty is also maintained and the data stays at the source until an agreement was made. Data spaces are built on the principles that each participant remains in full control of their data and identity, decides who to trust, determines the policies under which their data is shared, and retains control over their deployment, ensuring both sovereignty and interoperability. Then, a data space for a multi-stakeholder municipal ecosystem aiming to share various types of mobility data can be established with central catalogs, logging, identity management, certification, and vocabulary services to ensure before-mentioned data space principles. These services enable a secure metadata-based matchmaking between two parties willing to share their data until an agreement is made and the full dataset in question is being transferred from one to another ecosystem participant. As a brief technology-focused excurse, the dataspace is framed by a governance body and an operating company, which provide the central dataspace services strategically, structurally, and technically working together to ensure trustworthy, secure, and reliable data exchange between data ecosystem participants. By that, the technical and procedural framework of the dataspace enables trusted and compliant collaboration, ensuring provider-oriented data sovereignty with data remaining in decentralized storage, verified data and transaction logging throughout the entire value chain, efficient, automated, and interoperable data exchange with certified standards, and shared costs for scalable data space infrastructure. One European initiative that is actively shaping the digital ecosystems is Gaia-X, which is building a sovereign, trustworthy digital infrastructure to strengthen the European digital economy. It is shaping a digital infrastructure and innovation ecosystem, which then leads to a trusted environment between partners, interoperable links between smart services and infrastructure services. It also grounds on data sovereignty, which leads to the full control and transparency over one's own data and strengthening the digital sovereignty of companies, science, governments, and society. It is also increasing the transparency and attractiveness of digital services by reducing barriers and enabling joint governments to facilitate the development of new products and services. It also ensures a reduction of dependencies of private and commercial consumers on individual service providers, transparency of data storage and legal space, reduction of industry-specific dependencies to enable cross-industry collaboration, and others. To bridge the gap between digital ecosystems, data spaces, and EU regulations, Gaia-X integrates all three dimensions, creating a holistic concept for Europe's digital future. This means, among other things, that the technical design of Gaia-X ensures EU compliance by promoting openness, avoiding lock-in situations, and encouraging the opening of data and service silos, while addressing trust issues that slow down the free flow of data and services. This approach drives the European data economy, creates added value for the community, and implements data sovereignty through technical control over data, while enabling interoperability between data spaces and technologies with full transparency through self-descriptions and catalog functions across the entire service landscape. This finally leads us to a short wrap-up and outlook. Gaia-X is an initiative with the aim of creating a decentralized data infrastructure for the secure, open, and sovereign use of data. It is a future standard whose users can decide for themselves how and where data is used and utilized within the data infrastructure. Designed to enable cross-industry collaboration, Gaia-X facilitates the creation of federated and interoperable services at the infrastructure level. Organized as a non-profit organization, AISBL, under Belgian law, with headquarters in Brussels, Gaia-X is an initiative to enable and drive the development of diverse data ecosystems. Gaia-X and related EU initiatives are shaping the future of European digitalization efforts, which aim to create trustworthy, sovereign, and secure data ecosystems that enable all types of stakeholders to create value, drive innovation, optimize processes, and apply European values and standards to the digital world. In conclusion, Gaia-X represents a crucial step towards building a more connected, transparent, and secure digital future for Europe. Thanks for watching.